Welcome to Kid Missing, not Mid Missing TV. I am your host, Angelina Wilson. This is our first case of July. This is the case of Mary Lozano. Mary disappeared on February 13th, 1969, from Venice, California. She was just 4 years old, 3 feet tall and 40 pounds. She was wearing a yellow pullover shirt and blue capri pants. Capri pants, that's another name for pedal pushers. They come up halfway down your calf. Maybe a little more. A little higher than, but not much higher than high water pants, which we called them that when you got too tall for your pants. She's Hispanic, brown hair and brown eyes. She had surgery to remove extra toes and has scars on the insides of her feet near her big toes. And she may have a unibrow. Meaning, as they said, her eyebrows may grow together. It happens, it's genetic. She was last seen in her bedroom at 9:30 in the evening. Now, during the early hours of the morning, her parents and her disabled aunt were awakened by her cries for help, but they assumed she must be talking in her sleep and didn't investigate. Her 3 brothers who shared her bedroom slept through the night without being disturbed. A lot of people have commented on that little quote. Now, first of all, there was a sliding glass door in the room that she was in, apparently, which is weird. Actually, it says of the home, but in another report it said in the room she was in. And the sliding glass door was unlocked. Well, even if the sliding glass door is locked, you still should have one of those security sticks at the bottom that goes between the stationary door and the door that moves. Between the stationary door and the wall of the door that moves. It keeps the door that moves from, moving. You probably didn't think of that in 1969 because nobody locked the doors. But like I was saying, a lot of people commented on the fact that nobody went and checked on her when they heard her cries for help. But her siblings who were in the same room didn't wake up, which tells me that maybe she did in fact talk in her sleep, cry in her sleep, have night terrors in her sleep, whatever. So they were used to that, and that's why they didn't go. And it would certainly explain why the siblings didn't wake up, because they too were used to it. Now, I talked and cried in my sleep. And my mother heard me crying in my sleep one night. She didn't bother me until the next morning when she asked me what was wrong. And I know this from her account later. And I said, my tooth. I was really little, so I couldn't pronounce tooth. I said, my tooth. Well, I had an abscess, which wasn't good. And I did say to her later, I said, I cried every time I ate at school. I didn't cry at home every time I ate. And she said, no. You cried in your sleep. And she didn't wake me up. She waited until I got up. So it's not unusual if you have a kid that does strange things in their sleep, talks in their sleep, which I did, walks in their sleep, which I did, to not wake them up. In fact, my mother was told, and they might have been told the same thing, if you've got someone sleepwalking, don't try to wake them up. You'll cause aggression, and they won't even know what's going on. because they're walking around talking to you and whatever. They don't realize their brain is shut off. So, because it's asleep. So it's kind of like attacking a zombie. You really don't want to confront the person. And that's probably, what they were taught. Don't confront her. Just let her be until the morning, and then ask her about it. Especially back then. I mean, that was 69. And you got to think, when I had that problem was in the 70s. So, police checked all sex offenders in the Venice Beach area, including a 22-year-old man described as a family friend. Yikes. I added the yikes. I wonder if the family knew their family friend was a sex offender. I'm guessing probably not. A neighbor who came home at 3:30 in the morning, probably from work, since it was what did they say, a Monday night or something? I don't know. But came home at 3:30 in the morning, saw a prowler around the sliding glass door. And the 22-year-old family friend, who, like I said, I'm sure the family didn't know was a sex offender. They didn't have registries or anything like that back then. And people didn't think that way. It was a very different time. A much more innocent time. Especially in the way people thought. Vaguely fit the description. Diane, he hasn't called back yet. Chill out. Oh. Never mind. He ran away because he heard the neighbor. Yeah, the sliding glass door was to her bedroom. She wore dark pants and a dark shirt and stood in the alleyway outside the sliding glass door to her bedroom. The milk truck driver came along. He heard the milk truck driver, and he left. In fact, the milk truck driver said, quote, "He heard me and ran away. I waited a few minutes and thought he had left the area. Then I went to bed." Okay, he was returning from work at 3 a.m. from driving the milk truck. Which is a weird... Well, maybe not. I thought they delivered early in the morning, but who knows? Her aunt, who's confined to a wheelchair, Freddie Beavers, age 26, who was the caregiver for the children, told officers she heard the child scream, "Mama, Mama, help, help." But she thought the father had looked in on the child. And she couldn't because she's in a wheelchair. The mother wasn't even woken up. And the parents' bedroom is next to the children's room, but the aunt's room is around a bend in the hallway. A homemade coat hanger lock was on the sliding glass door, which was left unlatched. Again, it's a different time period. Clues slim in kidnapping of 4-year-old. They did a house-to-house search. This is a UPI article, which stands for United United Press International. Then there's the Associated Press. They're both sort of our national press. Here's a cute little picture, which one of them will be in the poster. Probably not that one, because the quality isn't that great. So a lot of people have suspicions, but truthfully, gotta remember the time period. Oh, I need to give you the phone number in this one. I'm not suspicious. And every person is different. I don't think her cries woke her parents up because, again, I think they were used to it. It's possible that the aunt wasn't used to it. I think they were used to her saying all kinds of weird things in her sleep or yelling or whatever, and it just didn't faze them anymore. Like I said, I talked in my sleep, I walked in my sleep, and my mother was always told, and she always told me, if I'm walking in my sleep, don't confront me, because I could lash out and not even know it. That's what she told me. And she said, same rules apply to you, because our brains are asleep even though our bodies are walking. Like I said, you're basically a zombie. And people do all sorts of things in their sleep. Not only walk, they'll eat, talk. You'll think they're awake, and they're not. So, the best bet is not to try to wake the person up, which is probably what they were told about her. I think she had a sleep disorder, and so that's why they didn't check on her, and I think the door was left unlatched. I do question why the children were in a bedroom with a sliding glass door. Although it seems like it was the only other bedroom in the house. No, because the aunt had a bedroom. Maybe it was larger and they needed more room for all the children. I don't know, because there were 3 children in that room. It's really hard to say. But if you have any information in this case, you can call the Los Angeles Police Department at 877-275-5273. That's 877-275-5273. So, thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you next time here on Kidmissing TV, where we will delve into the case of Mark Wilson. No relation. It was just interesting to me that he had the same name. But it's extremely common. So, I will see you for that. Bye, guys. God bless you, and remember, every missing person is someone's kid missing. God bless you.